Pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the Homix Park Ice Rink. Ken Reischmann and Stephen Anastas here with you on LMC Varsity Sports, bringing you all the action tonight. It's the Section 1 Division semifinal between the Mamaroneck Tigers and the Scarsdale Raiders. And Steve, it was last year in this game that Mamaroneck fell to Pelham, ruining their championship hopes. Tonight, they look to flip the script.
So they've gotten back to the point where they were last year with all that hope and excitement. They fell in a heartbreaking loss to Pelham in overtime with a last-minute goal to tie it up in regulation. That was crushing and brutal for this team. You know that's still in the back of their mind, but they need to focus on today's game and today's opponent, the Scarsdale Raiders. They shut them out last time, 2-0. That was the last time that Scarsdale has been shut out all season long. They have fantastic goaltending and defense, so this will be a scoring battle or a scoring struggle throughout for both teams. Tommy Spiro setting the record for the most shutouts in a career in Section 1, as well as single season rather, for Mamaroneck, and he'll be looking to try and extend that because it's going to take a low-scoring affair.
Mamaroneck looking to carry over the momentum from a 10-0 win against Rivertown last time out. Opening face-off next.
The Scarsdale Raiders, coached by Chiapparelli and Kirk. Now for your Mamaroneck Tigers! Starting at number 7, Alex Eagle. At number 11,
All right, so here we go. Opening face-off of the Division I sectional semifinal between Mamaroneck and Scarsdale, and we are underway. The atmosphere feels like a playoff game, Steve.
That's because it is,
And
man.
it certainly is, and these two teams are ready to go. Remember, the winner will play again this weekend against whoever takes the game between Suffern and North Rockland. Offsides at the line at Scarsdale. North Rockland and Suffern play later on tonight, so we won't know who wins that game by the end of this.
No, unfortunately, we won't have that information by the end of this game, but these two teams are laser focused on the action right in front of them. They're main rivals in this sport, especially two of the top programs in the entire state. Scarsdale losing in the state semifinal after being the top-ranked team all season long, and Mamaroneck being in that role this year, reaching as high as number 2 in the state, currently I believe number 5, but these two teams are definitely poised for a fantastic matchup today.
And you certainly can't get caught looking ahead if you're one of these two teams. You got to win tonight before you can play that other game. Mamaroneck able to send it into the Scarsdale zone. Will Arbo throws the first hit of the day. Kirk sends it back in behind where it could be taken by Stephen Nicholas, the senior forward.
Ben Schwartz lost his stick on that shot near the boards. And here he is now.
Both teams have a substantial crowd on hand.
I think from those two hits, you can get the idea that Mamaroneck has the size advantage and definitely not afraid of the physicality.
Without a doubt. Kirk sends it in behind. Scarsdale banks it off the boards. That's Blake Ruggieri who banks it out to center. They come over near the bench. Tucker Light throws a hit. It's sent into the Mamaroneck zone where Beanstalk can send it hard around to be collected by Carducci. You remember Michael Carducci? A hat trick in that game against Rivertown just 2 days ago.
His first 3 goals of the season, Ken, definitely came at a good time for him. He's got to be feeling good about his play now as he checks into the game.
Takes it up the wing, tries to go cross ice for Beanstalk. It's taken back by Scarsdale, and they can try and carry through center. That's Robbie Kramer who carries in, takes the shot that rolls to Spiro, and he eats it up.
We had a sense of a lack of offensive execution by the Raiders in their last matchup. Not surprising, especially when you think about the fact that they were shut out. But just overall, you got a sense that the Tigers were skating faster, passing quicker, and just more on point with their game.
And Steve, you mentioned it in the open. It's a defensive-minded game between both of these teams.
Right.
And both of them with all-star goaltenders. So it's whoever's going to be able to execute in the offensive zone is going to have a better chance of winning this game. Mamaroneck could have a 2-on-1 developing here. Carducci towards the net, and he can't get it off. Where it's swallowed up by Seltzer. First time that's DeSico who brought it to the net. Seltzer sees his first action of the day.
I think we had that mullet issue in the last game.
We did. My mullets, I got them confused.
Yep, DeSico not rocking quite as long a mane in the back, but still very healthy. DeSico tried to chase that one down, just couldn't get to it in time before Seltzer smothered it.
That puck out to center. It's a foot race between Ryan DeHasia and Jonathan Schwartz. DeHasia left his feet to knock it away from Schwartz. They battle at the line, but Scarsdale able to take it back. It's Martin McDonald who carries in, tries to dance by Levine and ends up throwing him down to his backside. Martin McDonald showing his strength. Comes towards the line. Schwartz whacks at it. DeSico knocks it out to center, and Mamaroneck spills some new troops over the boards.
Good play by DeSico to get that not only out of the zone, but far down the boards, allowing for a shift change. The line change.
On his backhand, as Ewald who chips it back out to center. Torrey gives chase. Ruggieri slams on the brakes, gets the return feed from Stemmerman. Can't hold it cleanly, and Ryan DeHasia will settle things down for the Tigers.
It's unfortunate that Will Arbo wasn't able to corral that missed pass. That would have been a great odd man opportunity.
Torrey floats it in. It's sent high off the glass. Ewald's on it. Ewald has a little base. Steps in on the backhand. Seltzer, the stop lies loose in the crease. Swept away to the side. Jake Levine on it. Backhands it to Ewald. He's taken in by Marinelli. Puck in behind, and it can be picked up by Ruggieri, who tries to chop it past Will Payne, and it's sent back out to center for Tommy Spiro.
First solid scoring opportunity for the Tigers. They just could not get a stick on the puck.
Spiro with the quick up to Ewald, who sends it in behind. And now Scarsdale looks to start the breakout. It's carried by Schwartz down the wing. And a hand pass called. That'll bring the faceoff all the way back into the Scarsdale end.
Not surprising that Scarsdale's going to play with a lot more intensity today than they did in their regular season matchup. I think, considering all the factors, Scarsdale had to be a little intimidated by the combination of the fact that they lost so much talent from last year's squad, and Mamaroneck was riding so high at the time.
Face off to the right of Sam Seltzer. Mamaroneck actually won it, but it's Scarsdale who's first to it. It's carried ahead by Schwartz, whose shot hit a leg. Then goes off the end wall. Kirk wants to start it out. And it's Jason Beanstalk sending it in. He's taken in nicely by the Scarsdale defense, so they're first to it. It's Stemmerman trying to come up the wall. He's knocked off the puck. Took a light long shot. That's knocked away. Stemmerman loses it to Kirk. Kirk wants to put it back in behind, and he's got Beanstalk. Jason Beanstalk sends it back the other direction. Kirk on it. Towards the line. Light sends it back in, and Kirk chops it a little further. Backhand by Beanstalk catches Seltzer off the mask. Comes back to the line, and a long shot is tipped wide.
I don't think Seltzer saw that last one at all.
And he's still maybe a little dazed from that shot from Beanstalk that caught him in the mask.
Well, Mamaroneck obviously in control of the action here in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Sent around the boards by McDonald. Schreiber got it to Vaughn, whose shot is high off the blocker of Seltzer. So the young line for Mamaroneck getting out there as Campbell delivers a hit. Schreiber tries to send it deep. They battle to a side. Palmer down to the ring. A blue line battle. Puck stays in, and now it's Cahan trying to center it. Comes all the way through to Campbell, who shoots, and that one's blocked in front off the leg of Martin McDonald. Scarsdale still can't clear. A long shot is easily held by Sam Seltzer. So Mamaroneck carrying a little bit of the offensive play here, getting some chances.
Campbell had such a clean, long look at the goal there. He just couldn't decide whether he wanted to slap it or wrist it. And he ended up wristing it right at Seltzer's chest. Not the kind of shot that they wanted there, but hey, you got a shot on goal, and that you got to be happy with that.
Anytime you get a puck to the net, you're not going to be too upset.
Right, they're going to look for rebound putbacks in those situations.
Especially against a goalie like Seltzer. You want to force him to work as much as possible.
Right.
Perhaps tire him out a bit. Mamaroneck wins the draw, and a shot by Torrey is gobbled up by Seltzer, who has been sharp early.
7 shots on goal for the Tigers versus Scarsdale's 2, one of which was really almost not a shot.
Mamaroneck again, the offensive zone draw win. Torrey looks out in front, nobody home for the Tigers. Ewald swoops in to help out. Back for Torrey, looks to center for Arbo. It's off his stick, and now Steverman punches it out to center. Brian DeHazier wants to slow it down, and Mamaroneck comes quickly through center, but it should go for an icing, and it will.
Scarsdale's definitely looking to try and match the intensity that the Tigers have come out with, but it's going to be hard to do. You know that Mamaroneck is driven. They're poised for a championship. They feel like it is their time, it is their turn, and you can tell in the way they're skating.
So Scarsdale making their first trip to the offensive zone in quite a while. Mamaroneck has been far superior on faceoffs, and they win one in their defensive end this time. And they come quickly out through center. Could be a 2-on-1. Arbo looks for Ewald on the backhand, and Seltzer shut it down, and he holds on to it.
Seltzer plays the angle so well, Ken. His ability to read what the attacker's going to do and cut off that side of the net. You would think that Coach Chiapparelli would try and coach up the idea of going strong side and then leaving it weak side for a put-in goal, but it's easier said than done.
Seltzer, not the biggest goalie in the world, but like you said, Steve, he certainly shuts down those angles better than a lot of others, thus allowing him to be one of the best goaltenders that we've seen over the course of the season as he eats that one up on a long shot.
You know, it's occurring to me that this score could have been closer to the 10-0 that we saw versus Rivertown if Seltzer wasn't in goal for Scarsdale last time they faced each other.
Mamaroneck coming out with some pop. Shot there was blocked, gets to the corner. About 8:15 to go, first period. No score between these two. Puck's at the line, Tucker. Light shot is blocked. Scarsdale can collect. And another incomplete pass that comes out to center, so Mamaroneck can settle it down.
It seems to be Coach Chiapparelli's strategy here to just put the puck on net as much as possible, make Seltzer work.
A turnover in behind and a chance for Ruggieri. He couldn't hold it. Nicholas floats it towards the net, and Spiro never saw it. It winds up in the corner. A hit by Tucker Light. It's going to be a hit from behind, and the far referee makes the call. It's one that you have trouble being okay with. The near referee in the corner, not 3 feet away from the action, doesn't put his arm up. But the far referee makes the call, and it's a 4-minute power play for Scarsdale.
The 4-minute major for boarding. I got to tell you, Ken, that was pretty clear as day from all the way back here. You could tell that that player was
From
in
behind.
a defenseless position. Totally got him from behind, and he looked like he took the brunt of that too.
Yeah, he got him on the numbers. I wonder what the near referee
Was
saw
thinking, yeah.
or didn't see. But either way, it's a good call from the far referee, who clearly had his eyes on the play. And now Mamaroneck to the penalty kill. 4-minute major. It's a little bit of a difference between high school and college, and of course collegiate. A difference of a minute, and no game misconduct for the board either.
Well, the one thing I'll tell you here, Ken, is if Scarsdale's going to come out with any offensive firepower, we're going to see it in these next 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Last thing you want to do if you're Mamaroneck is give somebody like Stephen Nicholas more ice to work with. They send the puck in deep. They battle to a side. Ewald in there with Levine. It squirts out, and Scarsdale can settle it down. It's Nicholas at the far point. Gets the return feed, walks center point, takes the shot. It's tipped, stopped by Spiro. Rebound still loose, and it goes in. It just crossed the line. Spiro got a stick on it. The referee said it had enough to get over the line, and Scarsdale has the lead on the power play.
Well, I'd said that we were going to see some offensive firepower from Scarsdale. It wasn't 17 seconds later that the puck trickles across the line for the Raiders. That is not what Spiro was looking to have happen there. He got his stick on the puck.
He made the original stop.
He made the original stop. He just could not seem to find it in front of him.
Puck stayed loose, and it eventually rolled just enough to get over the line.
And with it being a major, they stay man down.
So Mamaroneck falls behind 1-0. Scarsdale still with the man advantage. Puck stays in deep.
Two clear opportunities by Campbell to clear that one, and he did not. He tried to control it.
Brosgol on it with Schwartz. Comes back to the line. Nicholas takes the shot, blocked down in front. Schwartz didn't get to it. Set up the boards. Arbo takes over for Mamaroneck, and they can carry out. Arbo's got Kirk with him. He takes it down the wing and circles in behind. Wants to, at the very least, kill some time off this penalty kill and does a nice job keeping possession and doing so.
You know that Arbo wanted a scoring opportunity there. He just couldn't find the front of the net.
Kirk all alone gets it back to Arbo. He fans on the original pass and then turned it over. Comes all the way back into the Mamaroneck end. A
Good job by
hard-clearing attempt
Scarsdale.
held in towards the slot, gets by Schwartz. Into the corner it goes, and straight out of play, so the faceoff will stay in the Mamaroneck end.
1:55 remaining in the power play, Ken, and Scarsdale definitely taking advantage of this opportunity. They're playing with an increased intensity, with an increased focus, and you can tell that they're just going for the net.
So it's Ben Schwartz to draw for Scarsdale, and it looks like a trouble with Sam Seltzer's equipment.
Interesting. Coach Chiapparelli is not happy at all with that. He said, we'll play with that. It's not his right to be able to take that time.
Coach Chiapparelli clearly unhappy, unenthused, if you will. Face off in the Mamaroneck end. Scarsdale had possession, put it off the near wall. Alex Ewald in for it.
They've got to be able to clear that puck better.
And they're going to end up getting it to the line, but not out. Another weak play by Mamaroneck at the defensive blue line, and Scarsdale able to keep it. It's Stemmerman and Levine who battle. Puck is kicked loose and taken by Schwartz. Schwartz had a pass deflected. Battle along the near wall, and it's sent back out to center. Scarsdale can settle it down. Robbie Kramer on it. Minute 15 to go on the power play.
Well, this is torturous from Mamaroneck right now, Ken. They want to be able to get something going, but right now they're playing on their heels, both because of the penalty and I think because of the score. They're a little stunned by the 1-0 deficit.
Case and Ryan DeHasia sends it all the way down. Final 60 seconds of the man advantage for Scarsdale. 4:40 to go, first period. 1-0, the Raiders with the lead. Stephen Nicholas carries in, leaves it for Stemmerman.
Good job by Levine to poke that away.
Stemmerman put it in behind, and Mamaroneck able to clear all the way down. Conley giving chase, so Seltzer wants to send it off the near wall. Scarsdale out at center. Nicholas settles it down to 30 seconds on the man advantage. And from center ice, Nicholas sends a long shot in that Spiro calmly turns aside. And Campbell gets it towards the line, not out initially. And now a foot race between Conley and Kramer. It'll be Kramer who wins it. Down to 15 on the power play. And Kramer out through center. A little bit of space. DeSico fell down. Kramer keeps going. He's knocked over by Campbell. Strong play by Campbell there. And Mamaroneck clears. His time will expire on the power play.
Kramer had a little something extra to say, or Campbell rather did, to Kramer after that hit.
Teams back at even strength. Scarsdale capitalizes once on the 4-minute major for boarding. That was assessed to Tucker White. So, Scarsdale the lead. Mamaroneck ices it. 3:25 to go, period 1.
Well, we're back to full man power. Easy for me to say. We'll see what kind of effort and push Mamaroneck makes in this last 3:25. You know they don't want to go into the first intermission down a goal.
Another face-off deep in their zone. Rolls harmlessly to Spiro. And they'll try again.
Tommy Spiro seemed very confident and great spirits before today's game. Scarsdale said that they were feeling very confident as well. So you know this is going to be a spirited game throughout.
It certainly has been over the course of the first 12 minutes as Stephen Nicholas puts it back to the corner. Mamaroneck fans trying to put some life into their boys as they trail 1-0 with just about 3 minutes to go in the first period. Scarsdale unable to clear cleanly out of their zone. Kirk comes back to battle with Brosgol. Sent in behind, and Jake Levine banks it off the boards, and Kirk starts out.
We have a stick on the ice.
Backhand pass for Carducci. He collects, looks for Beanstalk with a little bit of space. And now Scarsdale can turn back the other direction. Schwartz put on the brakes a little too hard and blew a tire. But he got the pass across to Ruggieri, who then knocks down Levine. Bodies flying all over the place here.
Mamaroneck implementing a rather cautious offensive attack, leaving 2, sometimes 3 skaters back, which leaves them overwhelmed on the offensive side if the first rush does not work.
McDonald was able to spin by the oncoming forecheck for Mamaroneck, who gets it deep. And they get some fresh legs on the rink. Remember, Mamaroneck's roster largely outweighs that of Scarsdale, right. So perhaps Chiapparelli using that advantage to Scarsdale's disdain, if you will.
Great hit by Matt Vaughn there before, as the puck found its way into the Scarsdale zone.
Long pass had too far to go. Scarsdale able to intercept it. A long feed for Kramer he couldn't collect.
A lot of end-to-end action here, Ken, in the last few minutes of the first period.
Not a lot of whistles in this first period at all. Mamaroneck comes out 2-on-2. Vaughn got it knocked off his stick. Nicely done by Nicholas at the blue line for Scarsdale. Well, under 90 seconds to go in this first period.
Schreiber has checked in, Ken.
Schreiber out there with Vaughn and Arbo. Arbo tries to get a backhander towards the front of the net. Schreiber in there as well. It comes towards the line, and now Stemmerman can come out on a 2-on-1 with Ruggieri. Stemmerman's long pass, got it back, stopped by Spiro, and then it rolls wide. Tommy Spiro made a big stop there to keep this deficit at 1 for Mamaroneck.
Gorgeous kick save.
It's a defensive step up for Mamaroneck, which led to that 2-on-1. Now Ewald carries it behind, swings it out in front, it rolls free, and it's cleared all the way down by Scarsdale, icing the call. 38 seconds on the clock. The changeup got through Seltzer, but didn't quite have enough.
Well, I'm sure Torrey did not mean to make that a changeup. He wanted to get a nice solid stick on that puck, but he just couldn't do it, and so it floated in harmlessly, you would have thought, but then we saw it trickle out of Seltzer's blocker, and man, that is just tantalizing.
Scarsdale in the right place at the right time.
They are sending a lot of defensemen to the net.
Looks like maybe a false face-off. Maybe
not sure what the call is.
I think it's a false drop of the puck.
Coach Mancuso seems just as baffled as we are.
Again, the VAR referee made the call. I think perhaps somebody jumped a little early. You don't see that too often in high school, but apparently that's the call, so no harm, no foul. They'll redo it as Brosgol got kicked out of that draw. Now Nicholas steps up to take it. He wants to send it out on the backhand. It gets by Ryan DeHasia. And now Nicholas again. Back through center. Kirk takes over. 20 seconds to go, period one. Seltzer watches it in behind. Nicholas with time and space. He'll take the hit. Puck still there. Torian on it. Down to 10 seconds to go. They battle to a side. Ewald in to help. Tries to spin it back out in front. Seltzer's on it. And with a tick under 5 seconds remaining, they'll do it one more time in the Scarsdale zone.
I think Ewald was looking to go back around the net and then realized, wait a second, there's less than 10 seconds left. I better put it in front right now. And so it became a sort of disjointed offensive attack on that effort.
So Kirk to draw with Nicholas. Big face-off here. Kirk can't control it off the draw. They want to tie it up, and that's going to do it. So 15 minutes in the books. A power play goal from Scarsdale has them up one at the end of one on LMC Varsity Sports. We'll be right back after this. All right, back for period two action between the Tigers and the Raiders. Raiders lead 1-0 at the end of one on a power play goal off the boarding major from Tucker Light. Remember, Scarsdale on the heels of a 3-0 victory against Mayapack in the quarterfinals. Sam Seltzer stopped 29 of 29 in that game, and he's 12 of 12 to get this one started.
He is definitely an impressive goalie, Ken. He's doing a fantastic job. He played really well in the first game that they faced each other, facing a barrage from all over the place.
And Mayapack found themselves on the power play for the majority of that game, actually. Scarsdale able to come away with the 3-0 win, and they lead 1-0 in the semifinal against Mamaroneck here. Levine drops his stick, and it's Kramer who's in on the backhand that Spiro is able to stop easily. Kramer just couldn't pull away from Levine at the last second. Levine, I'm not quite sure what happened to his stick there. I think he just dropped it.
Spiro wisely catching that rather than trying to send it away with his defenseman down a stick. Definitely didn't want to play that one to the corner.
Guess he felt that if he dropped some weight, he could hit a little faster. Beatstock carries out to center. Scarsdale able to control for a split second. Chopped in by Schwartz. Cahan sweeps it around. Comes towards the line. Held in there by McDonald. Now it's Brosgol whose shot doesn't quite get through to Spiro. Taken by Schwartz. They battle in the corner.
You know, Scarsdale's passing hasn't been so crisp.
Nicholas with a long shot that's kicked aside by Spiro.
They sure have found the right spots, though.
Been in the right spot at the right time, that's all it's about. Another board battle ensues. Mamaroneck softly up the boards, can't come out initially. But now Kirk with a little space. And he'll start out for the Tigers. Kirk carries in on his lonesome. Tries to cut to the net. Seltzer shuts it down. Puck flies loose behind him.
Seltzer
Carducci
couldn't feel
throwing
for
some
that
hits.
puck because it wasn't there.
Comes all the way back to the point in Payne. Johns couldn't collect it. And then put it off the back end of Schwartz, who's able to send it deep. So Payne has a rough shift.
The pun was too obvious there with the pain of letting that puck go through the line.
Conley watches it into the Scarsdale end. Kramer comes up the boards with it. And it's taken by Gliata. Or excuse me, that is Jonathan Schwartz who sends it to the corner. So the 9, not the 2.
Right.
Carducci bounces it out to center. Scarsdale chops it in. They have to touch up for the offsides. Cahan up the wall. And it's carried ahead by Beanstock. Or excuse me,
DeSico.
That's DeSico. I'm all over the place today. Stemmerman now.
We haven't seen too many odd man rushes by Mamaroneck in this game.
Oh, well, they have 13 shots on goal. Not a ton of them have been from high danger areas.
Right.
Battle along the near side wall. And a pass for LeBlanc doesn't connect.
Right now, it seems like they're just trying to find their footing on the offensive side. Haven't gotten much generated in these first 3 minutes.
Jake Levine first to it. Conley in to help. Comes up the wall, held in by Marinelli, who sends it around. Now LeBlanc again. Little space. Able to go up the far side for Conley. Conley can't hold it. They battle near the Mamaroneck bench, and it's sent hard into the zone. Marinelli and LeBlanc come together. In to help out was McDonald. Comes up the wall. Levine pinches to keep it alive, but it doesn't connect with another Tiger, and so Scarsdale sends it all the way down. Icing is the call.
LeBlanc got a little tied up with the Scarsdale defender there at the blue line. Scarsdale defender was looking for a penalty. I think he thought it was going to be tripping. You're not getting that call, though, especially in the playoffs.
Playoffs, where rules go to die.
Exactly. Well said, Ken Reischmann.
Ewald to draw for the Tigers. He wins it back. Campbell falls down, so he's unable to get good wood on it, but he gets it in behind. A short side try by Torrey. Backhanded to Ewald, and Seltzer goes side to side to make the stop. What a save by Sam Seltzer.
Really impressive dexterity there from Seltzer, getting all the way across to the other side of the goal for the waiting Ewald. Thought he had an open netter.
Wow. Seltzer moving from left to right, shutting down the low part of the net. And Alex Ewald stymied at the front of the cage there on the best opportunity for really either team in the game. Scarsdale off the draw. Schwartz who carries in. He's shoved off by Payne. He gets it back, tries to center, comes all the way through. And Mamaroneck starts out. A pass is deflected through center. Arbo put it off a skate, so Scarsdale can recollect and settle it down.
That puck danced tantalizingly close to
Arbo.
Spiro.
Arbo.
Sorry about that.
It's okay, not your fault. Arbo collects the onside. It's cleared out by Mamaroneck there off sides at the line. The defensive zone hand pass, a legal play. Scarsdale puts it deep. Campbell chops it up the boards. Ewald can't quite catch up to it. Tries to chip it by the Scarsdale defender. And now it's Torrey giving chase. He'll get to it first. Able to corral the puck. Puts it back to the line. Campbell with some time. Throws it to the net. Seltzer the stop. Left to rebound. Arbo is tripped up by his own player.
In a desperation attempt between Torrey and Arbo, both desperately trying to get to the puck. They ended up crossing each other up and leaving it for Scarsdale.
Arbo got his 2 feet taken in right from underneath him as Torrey kept his stick down the whole way.
10 minutes remaining in the second. Mamaroneck still up in shots on goal, but it does not feel like they're in control.
Long shot is deflected by Kirk. It ends up in the corner. Kirk's on it. Looks back for Beanstalk. Ryan DeHasia off the line. Kirk in to help out as well. It slides back towards Ryan DeHasia, who just wants to put it cross ice. It's knifed out of the air nicely by Nicholas. And so Scarsdale can calmly play it back out to center.
That was Brosgol, actually, that made that play in the defensive zone, Ken. Impressive move. Oh,
nice
here we go.
Pass for Carducci, cuts to the net. Seltzer makes the stop. Puck loose, gets back to Levine with a little space. Long shot stopped by Seltzer. Levine taking that shot, looking indirectly for a rebound or another stick on the way through. Nice play by him. Stemmerman to the net. He scores! Sam Stemmerman beats Tommy Spiro, and it's 2-0 Scarsdale.
Well, a horrible turn of events here for Mamaroneck as that puck seemed harmless on the stick of the skater, Stemmerman, and he just sort of poked it right under Spiro as he was looking to corral it. Spiro's furious with himself for letting that soft goal through.
Tommy Spiro had the angle, but it's Stemmerman who was able to find the space and slide it underneath him to double the lead for Scarsdale. And now Mamaroneck has to find a way to settle things down and beat Sam Seltzer, who nobody has in this Division I playoff yet. Scarsdale with a little extra jump in there, step after that goal. Now Mamaroneck can carry ahead. It's Will Arbo. Arbo's tripped up. Penalty coming. Mamaroneck's going to get a power play here. It's going to be a tripping call. And to the man advantage, down 2 goes Mamaroneck, big part of this game.
Well, Captain Obvious just stepped in to point out that this is the biggest moment of the game so far for Mamaroneck. A man advantage with 8:55 remaining. They have the lead in shots, but as we've discussed all game long, none of them have really been too threatening. So these next 90 minutes, or 90 seconds rather, that would be nice, a 90-minute power play. These next 90 seconds are going to be critical.
Certainly are, and it could awaken this Mamaroneck crowd who is ready to explode here. They've got nothing to cheer for just yet. They battle on the face-off. It comes out to Kirk. He'll slow it down. Back to Beanstalk. Now Levine with space. Near side circle. Centering feed. Stopped by Seltzer. And he holds on to it. What a save by Sam Seltzer. This guy's incredible.
Killing himself right now. That puck was lying there, free in the crease, and he just couldn't get his stick on it to poke it through that one last time.
What a stop.
Opportunity for Mamaroneck, swept away by Sam Seltzer.
Sam Seltzer standing on his head the same way he did against Mayapak in the quarterfinal. Ewald steps up and Seltzer got a piece of that to send it to the corner. They don't clear. Ewald able to step by on Schwartz, gain some space. Now to Beanstalk. Back for Kirk. It's off his skate. He can't hold it cleanly. They battle in the corner. Payne in to help out. Puck squirts free, and Scarsdale able to punch it back out to center. Remember, second period is a long change, so these penalty killers have a long way to go to get off the ice. That's not going to do it. Ewald carries in. Now Payne sweeps it back to Beanstalk. Steps up and shoots. Stopped by Seltzer. Nets off his moorings. So the whistle will blow as a net front battle between, I think that's Ewald
Spencer Shell.
And Shell
is the person who knocked the goal off the moorings, and I'm sure he didn't mind doing it at all.
So, 33 seconds to the power play, which has generated some opportunities for the Tigers. Unable to capitalize just yet. Kirk wins the faceoff. Beanstalk sends it in behind. Payne in there as well. Kane to Ewald. Back to Kirk. Beanstalk. Kirk again steps up and shoots off the glove of Seltzer. A centering feed from Kirk will go all the way back out to center.
That will pretty much even it up with 10 seconds left, Ken.
Final rush on the man advantage for the Tigers here. A pass for Ewald. Remember, these guys have been out there the entirety of this power play, so they're a little gassed as Scarsdale's able to clear it all the way down. 7:20 to go, second period. Scarsdale led 1-0 after one. They've doubled their lead here on a goal from Stemmerman. Levine off the wall. Payne's backhanded pass eluded the stick of Vaughn. Mamaroneck can't get out. Stemmerman's shot stopped by Spiro. Puck loose. And Mamaroneck just wants to ice it. And they do.
That was a tough line change there, Ken. They wanted to change lines, but the puck was loose in the neutral zone. Worse than that, on the Scarsdale side of the neutral zone. So if the Scarsdale player picked that puck up, he would have the odd man rush, which is in fact what happened.
Mamaroneck searching to find a way to beat Sam Seltzer, who is the reason this game is still 2-0. Mamaroneck going with a speedy line of Schreiber, Palmer, and Vaughn. The puck came towards the line. Stemmerman held it alive for Scarsdale, and Palmer wants to go that direction. Schreiber gets it ahead to Vaughn. Vaughn goes 1-on-4. He's able to split through a few of them, get to it first. Looks to center, it hits a leg. Stemmerman along the wall, able to chop it for Kramer, who leaves it. And Palmer steps into it for Mamaroneck. Now it's Cahan. Tries to get it towards the front of the net. Taken by Palmer. Now Cahan again. Shoots that one. Easy stop for Seltzer. Puck still loose. Arbo can't tee it up. And it comes towards the line for Kramer, who is absolutely leveled by Will Arbo. And perhaps that'll bring some energy to this team. Arbo sat down. On his backside, he tries to make a play. It comes towards the line for Campbell. Things getting a little helter-skelter here, so Scarsdale ices it.
You know that the senior forward is feeling every second of the pressure that this 2-0 deficit is putting on him, and he is not going to let it go. That is why you see that extra level of intensity and physicality out of Will Arbo.
We're under 6 minutes to go in the second period. 2-0 in favor of the Raiders. Offensive zone draw for the Tigers. Ewald wins it. Torrey shoots right into the catching glove of Seltzer.
It seems like the philosophy right now is just get as many pucks on net as possible. Not a bad plan, but it's not netting anything positive for Mamaroneck so far.
Seltzer has been phenomenal. Levine's long shot sails wide. Punched up the boards by Ruggieri. It doesn't come out. Now a centering feed off the stick of Torrey. He didn't get all of it, so it winds up in the corner.
We've said that a lot so far today, Ken. Didn't get all of it. They've got to get all of it.
Actually, which is something you're not used to seeing.
These one-timers aren't hitting the sticks.
Nicholas carries out from behind his own net. Goes cross ice, doesn't connect with Ruggieri, but he's able to collect it back and send it into the Mamaroneck end.
Mamaroneck fans trying to motivate and energize their players.
Mamaroneck unsuccessfully able to carry out of their zone, but it's an offsides for Scarsdale. Brings the faceoff back out to center. Just under 5 minutes to go in the second, Steve. Still 2-0, and Sam Seltzer has been everything advertised and more.
10 minutes into the second period, he has been standing on his head from the moment this game started.
Made 2 highlight reel saves to go along with everything that he's stopped outside of the highlight reel, but I'm sure you'll see it all. He hasn't given up a goal now in over 70 minutes of hockey. Carducci with space, and that one's kicked out by Seltzer. Beanstalk in behind, looks to center it. Well, maybe looking for a deflection off a leg, but instead it's Scarsdale who carries out. Stemmerman, who's got a goal in the second period, is sat down by Cahan. Puck's in behind. Payne goes up the far wall, and now Carducci going one-on-one. Got a man behind him, tries to step through, but nicely done by Nicholas to shut it down. Icing waved off. The puck doesn't have enough mustard on it.
I gotta say, with Carducci, for a player who hadn't scored before the last game, he looks to have a lot of offensive capability.
He's got it again. He pulls up out at center, makes a few nice moves, and then lays it off for Payne. Payne gets it back near the Scarsdale bench. Takes it off the near wall, and Beanstalk puts it deep, but it heads into the Mamaroneck bench, and with 3:52 to go, there'll be a face-off back out at center.
Well, it is still holding true, Ken. Most of the action is happening in Mamaroneck's offensive end, but they're just not getting any solid opportunities on goal.
Schreiber to draw with Brosgol. Schreiber won it, but Brosgol ended up with it, put it into the Mamaroneck zone, and now it's Jake Levine. He banks it off the boards, and now Schreiber with space. Hits Vaughn in stride, stopped by Seltzer, puck loose towards the net. Seltzer again. 2 Tigers collide with Seltzer, who winds up behind the cage. No penalty coming. And it's backhanded into the Mamaroneck zone. Nobody on the Scarsdale side of things happy with that play.
No, I think
it was both Vaughn and I'm not sure
that
who
Seltzer was interfered with, but he was in that action too much for it to be interference. He was not trying to stay out.
It's a good hockey play going hard to the net.
Right, he just got caught up in the physical play.
With Seltzer out of the crease, it put himself in harm's way. A centering feed, Ewald, and he pushed it. May have caught a defenseman's leg. Ewald's got it again. In behind, a little bit of space, centering feed, and Seltzer gets across to make the stop. Sam Seltzer has been tremendous, and he makes that stop going cross ice to keep it 2-0.
That is one of those classic opportunities in front of the net where you wonder, how did the puck not get in? But the answer is today, folks, Sam Seltzer.
Sam Seltzer standing on his head. We don't want to sound like a broken record, but goodness. Long shot, tip, they score! Redirected in front. I think Torrey got a stick on it, and Mamaroneck on the board, and this crowd is back into it.
The advantage is over 2-1 shots on goal, 29-13 in favor of Mamaroneck, Ken. So you had to figure one of them was going to find its way in. It's about time it did.
Mamaroneck offsides at the line. That's a huge goal, not only to make it 2-1, but before the end of the second period, it's such a big time of this game, you don't want to go down 2 heading to the third.
You definitely did not want to have to deal with facing your players with a 2-0 deficit going into the second intermission.
Scarsdale trying to get their legs back, but Mamaroneck, who has controlled the majority of this game, seems to be back in it, and icing is coming. It's waved off as Carducci got to it before it crossed the goal line, so play on. Good hustle there by Carducci. Kirk in behind, centering feed. Seltzer's got it along the post. As the net comes off its boards.
Now down 2-1. With 2 minutes left in the second, this is where the depth of Mamaroneck should come into play. This entire third period, you have to imagine that Mamaroneck is going to be playing with a fury and a fire and a desperation of several years built up with Spiro in goal, with Chiapparelli developing this program to where it is, with the talent of Ewald and Arbo and Torrey and Levine, all of these players and Kirk all wanting this so badly for Mamaroneck, for the program, that all of those players being able to contribute compared to the relatively thin bench for Scarsdale, you have to imagine that's going to be a major advantage in the third period.
Without a doubt, with 2:10 to go in the second period, perhaps Sam Seltzer might be feeling it in the legs a little bit too. Arbo looks to put it towards the front of the net. It bounces
Smart play
around.
by Arbo, but there was no one there for him.
Ryan DeHasia sends it in hard. Torrey along the near side. Puts it down low to Ewald. He wants it back at the line for Ryan DeHasia, but it's deflected nicely by Kramer to knock it out to center. And Ryan DeHasia softly off the wall, nice and calm out to center. Now Alex Ewald with a little bit of space. Ewald pulls up in the face-off circle, throws it cross ice. Taken by Arbo. Puts it in behind. High around the glass for Ryan DeHasia, the goal scorer. Shot along the ice is blocked. Sent this direction along the wall. And it's punched back out to center. And Tommy Spiro wants to go quick up with it. He ends up turning it over. Robbie Kramer steps by Ryan DeHasia and then sends a soft shot that Spiro turns aside. Scarsdale getting some offensive zone time here off the turnover from Tommy Spiro, but Mamaroneck seems to have cooled the fire.
1 minute to play in the second period.
Now it's Kirk. He shoots and a glove save by Seltzer. Kirk uses the defenseman as a screen, got it through his 5-hole, but Seltzer right where he belongs.
Nice hard wrist shot, but that was like pitch and catch right into the catcher's glove for Sam Seltzer.
Definitely would have gone for a strike. He hit the target.
He even framed it and everything.
Scarsdale only with 4 players on the ice. They need another. Certainly taking their time and delivering the extra player. Kirk to draw on the offensive zone for the Tigers. He wins it straight back. Shot by Cahan is blocked off. And now it's a strength battle out at center, but a nice job by Cahan to get back to it. Carducci speeds his way through center, makes a move, keeps going, swings in behind the net, 37 seconds to go. Carducci back on it, now in the high slot, takes the shot that catches the end wall. Picked up by Beanstock, 30 seconds to go. Carducci in behind, spins off the pressure, backhand try, comes through the slot, picked up there by Wolf, and he'll loft it back out to center with 20 seconds remaining.
Great passing opportunities, great thoughts by the Mamaroneck attackmen. They're just not finding each other on the end.
Carducci able to get it back into the offensive end. Beanstock in there, and Seltzer holds onto it with 7 6/10 of a second remaining in period number 2.
Well, it's always interesting these last few seconds of every period to see if they can't poke one in just before the buzzer sounds. We've seen it a couple times already this season on LMC, as well as just as a fan of Mamaroneck sports. we'll have to see if they can make it happen here. That would be devastating to Scarsdale if they let a goal through here.
7.6 to go. Offensive zone draw for the Tigers. They line up all the way across, trying to spread out the defense and perhaps get a shot off the draw. They do. Seltzer the save. Rebound is pushed over the net by Arbo, and that'll do it for the second period. Whoa.
I was about to go over to the track and lay some money on a long shot. That's exactly what I was talking about almost happened.
All right, we're 30 minutes in through 2 periods of play. 2-1 in favor of Scarsdale. Third period coming right up. All right, here we go. 15 minutes left of this semifinal matchup. Tigers and Raiders. Raiders lead it 2-1. Goal from Stemmerman has them up.
Mamaroneck moving left to right on your TV screen.
Scarsdale able to get it back out to center. Ryan DeHasia fell down, but Mamaroneck right back in. It's Ewald trying to step by. Puck slides to Ewald. Centering feed. Torrey couldn't connect with it. Now Ryan DeHasia to the net. Never got to Seltzer, and Scarsdale carries back out through center. They bottle up, and Mamaroneck can flop it back that direction. They tie each other up. Torrey with space. He shoots. Seltzer has it, drops it, and then covers up.
I have to imagine Coach Chiapparelli's advice for the team and strategy was about the action in front of the net, to get more action in front of the net and to capitalize on the action in front of the net.
Controlled chaos, Steve, if you will. Face off to the left of Seltzer. Kirk to draw for the Tigers. Mamaroneck pushes it to themselves. Now it's Cahan at the line. Goes near side. Carducci steps by a defender. Tries to cut to the front. It's shut off. And now Scarsdale carries out to neutral territory. Right in on Spiro. He turns it aside to the corner. It's chopped in behind. It's taken there by Schwartz. He's got 2 Tigers on him, so he sends it in behind. Kirk wants to spin off the pressure. They take each other out, and now Mamaroneck can carry into center ice. It's Cahan, long shot off the leg and punched all the way down by Scarsdale. Icing is going to be the call.
Smart play by Carducci would have been to take that shot off the deflection. That's the unexpected kind of shot where you can sneak one in.
Minute and a half gone, third period. And the winner of this game will play either Suffern or North Rockland later this week. But still 13 and a half to go in this one. Scarsdale the lead. It's 2-1. Ewald off the draw. Arbo's got it. Puts it off a leg. And Scarsdale carries out to center. Stemmerman, who's got the go-ahead goal in this one, wants to take it all the way around. Spiro sweeps it to the corner. And now Alex Ewald in behind his own net. Off the boards to Arbo. Tries to chop it for Torrey. Didn't get to him, so Scarsdale can recollect in their own zone. McDonald makes the move and carries out to center. Swept in deep by Schwartz.
Schwartz gets put on his butt.
Schwartz takes the hit to make the play. And now Mamaroneck back out to center. Schwartz again, this time he can't hold it. Jake Levine steps up. Knocked off his stick, and Arbo wants to chop it forward. Vaughn off the bench for Mamaroneck. Scarsdale in behind their own net. Back and forth, they have a catch. High off the glass. They battle for it. It's swept back out to center. Schreiber's on it. Now Ryan DeHasia. He'll send it in on Seltzer, who knocks it to the corner. And it pops back out to center for Will Payne. Payne off the stick of Palmer. And Scarsdale sends it all the way down. Icing waved off. They felt like Payne had a chance to play that puck, but he neglected to. And now Mamaroneck has iced it.
You can tell that the intensity level has stepped up on both sides.
You can feel the tension.
Right, and Scarsdale definitely playing with a little bit more energy. Mamaroneck playing with more intensity. More hits, more action, faster skating.
You just don't want them to play out of their own speed.
Right.
It's already hard enough being down one. You don't want to put yourself in any trouble.
But at the same time, all the while, you must preach patience. You can't overplay.
Play your game and the chances will come. Beanstalk collects down in center. Carries on the near side, steps up and shoots. Seltzer got it, and he holds on to it. Sam Seltzer continues to be the difference maker in this one as he stops Beanstalk. Beanstalk got a shot from the near side circle.
These pucks, I think, need to be either low or high. They're sending them right into his gut, which he can collect, corral, and keep.
If there's a gripe that you'd have with Seltzer, it's been his rebound control. He hasn't been superb with it. Shot from Payne. Seltzer leaves another rebound.
There you go.
And Stemmerman able to collect it for Scarsdale. He's run off the puck. Payne puts it right back for Kirk.
Great job by Beanstalk there, getting him off that puck.
Kirk wanted to spin it back to the point. They tie each other up along the board. Stemmerman loses control of it. Beanstalk now just floats it in deep. Kirk knocks it down. Takes a hit, puck rolls free. Stemmerman taken in by Beanstalk, but again, Scarsdale comes away with it. This time it's Gliano who puts it deep, takes a hit, but that's all Scarsdale wants at this point. Get the puck in deep and keep it there, up by 1 in the third. And Mamaroneck has fallen into that trap once again as they ice it.
39 shots by Mamaroneck, 15 by Scarsdale. Mamaroneck is keeping the pressure on, but time will tell. They only have 10:57 remaining in their season at this point as they're down by 1.
One-game elimination in these playoffs and a 2-1 lead for Scarsdale at this point with just under 11 minutes to go in the third period. Everybody knows what's at stake. Alex Ewald makes a move, steps to the net, couldn't get a shot through. Nicely done by Ben Schwartz coming back to stymie that opportunity. And now a move at his own end by Brosgall, and he flops it out to center. Jeremy Wolf on it for Scarsdale. He slams on the brakes and then puts it in deep. And time continues to tick off the clock, which is quickly becoming an enemy of the Tigers.
Strategy continuing to play out for the Raiders. Dump it in deep and go back and play D.
Cross ice pass for Campbell, who sends it hard around. Alex Ewald will leave it for Torrey. I don't think he said anything, though, so Torrey wasn't expecting it. They're unable to collect it cleanly, and now Scarsdale comes out through center. A long pass that can't be held, and Tommy Spiro wants to float it back to Alex Ewald. Nicely done to collect that pass, and now Torrey with a little space. Torrey makes a move, cuts to the net, and Seltzer clamps down on it at the top of his crease with 9:52 to go.
No surprise at all, but Sam Seltzer is a very smart goalie. He knows exactly when to keep, exactly when to send it away, how to play the angles. He is doing everything right today.
Schreiber to draw for Mamaroneck. He's out there with DeSico and Payne. DeSico's got it, slams it off the boards. Payne double teamed in deep, so that'll allow DeSico to get to it. Got it to Schreiber, centering try for Payne, knocked away and carried out by Scarsdale. Stemmerman run off, and now Levine with a little bit of space. Jake Levine at the near side circle, a centering feed, and Seltzer's got it. Schreiber got it to the net, and Seltzer again able to eat it up.
Levine able to get the centering pass to Harrison Schreiber's stick. He just couldn't really do anything with it except direct it towards the net. The problem is with Sam Seltzer in goal, he was ready for it.
Seltzer tends to find himself in the right space at the right time. 9.5 to go. Third period. Jim Mancuso having a word with one of the officials here. I'm not sure what about, but he doesn't seem too happy. And now he's got both of them over towards the bench. So
with the shorter
to go.
Oh, here we go. Now we know why he's not happy.
Now we know why.
Penalty called on Scarsdale. 90 seconds for too many men on the ice.
Too many men, and that can't happen. If you are Scarsdale, that just is inexcusable at this juncture of the game. 9.5 to go, up by 1. Ready to send Mamaroneck packing.
Well, remember this moment, folks. 9.5 remaining in the third period.
So Mamaroneck to the power play. They've got Kirk, Ewald, Beanstalk, Levine, and Payne. Nicholas has it for Scarsdale. He wants to pin it against the boards. It's 3-on-1. Mamaroneck able to pry it loose, get it back to the line, beat stop. Now Kirk. Kirk steps by Nicholas along the goal line, looks to center. He's got it back, takes it in behind, short side. It wouldn't go. Payne saying it's in. It's waved off. Will Payne adamant that puck crossed the goal line. He's not going to get the call, as Seltzer somehow able to keep that one out.
Another skill or talent of Seltzer is his ability to smother the puck when it's on the ground, making it hard to see. This is not the NHL. They do not have cameras above the line, so it's going to be a judgment call, and it's hard to give credit on a goal like that.
Mamaroneck 6 with the same 5. Payne back to the line. Beanstalk with space. Shot is blocked in front, and it'll come back to the line and over. So Mamaroneck will have to carry back out to center, where Levine can settle it down. Long pass for Payne. Too hard to be held initially. And now Scarsdale with some time and space. They can't clear cleanly, but it's chopped all the way down to 39 seconds on the man advantage. And Jake Levine will carry out for the Tigers. He'll go one-man rush deep into the zone. Centering feed for Ewald. He collects it off his boot. Sends it cross ice, and Payne unable to hold it at the line. It comes back out to center.
Crucial mistake by Will Payne there.
That one chopped off the stick of Kirk, and now Stemmerman steps in. He shoots, and Spiro makes a humongous stop for the Tigers.
Looked like the right elbow made that save.
Spiro hasn't been tested in this third period at all, but he stays alert to keep the Tigers in it. Power play time is up. We're back to even strength. Levine in the high slot. It's kicked out. He got it back. Levine steps up and shoots. Seltzer shuts down the near side, and it's punched back out to center. And Scarsdale has now Mamaroneck getting called for too many men. And then this is just tough to swallow for both teams. We've seen such a good hockey game to this point.
The last kind of penalty you want to see in a game like this is this type of penalty, which is just sloppiness, nothing more, nothing less.
And then this type of penalty, it comes from the top down. You got to know who you're going out for at all times, and a lot of times in games like this where you shorten your bench, it becomes a lot harder to figure that out.
It's that and/or just an over-eagerness to try and get on the ice and make a difference and be a part.
So Scarsdale takes their timeout, and we will step out. 7:46 remaining. A heart-racing finish coming up. So 7:46 to go in the third period. Scarsdale a 2-1 lead, and they go to the man advantage. 90 seconds of power play time for Scarsdale after the too many men on the ice penalty. That one got through to Spiro. He turned to the side. Cahan unable to hold it cleanly, and a dangerous clearing attempt. He flubbed, but Mamaroneck able to gather it in, and they start down the near side. Conley shoots, and it's gobbled up by Seltzer.
There will be 6 minutes, 16 seconds remaining in the game when this penalty ends. Sparing, of course, the idea that Scarsdale scores a goal to wipe out the penalty.
Mamaroneck a man short, and just as we said that last power play might have been the biggest moment of the game, now this penalty kill becomes the biggest moment of the game.
Right.
For the Tigers, looking to stay within one.
Well, that's what playoff hockey brings, is a world of big moments.
Referees have called it an incredibly fair game on both sides. A lot of the petty issues have been let go, but back-to-back too many men calls, one on either side.
Well, and Ken, it's worth mentioning that there are 3 officials on the ice, which allows for too many men on the ice type of penalties to be called. You have that extra official watching those things.
Certainly does. Scarsdale gains center ice and sends it deep. 33 seconds of power play time remain for the Raiders. Comes back to the point. Nicholas with space. Hands it off. Centering feed blocked in front. Ryan DeHasia able to get it to the line. It does not come out from Mamaroneck. A Cardinals sitting on a penalty kill. But then they're able to find a loose puck and send it back into the Scarsdale zone. 10 seconds of power play time. Robbie Kramer. He steps over the line, makes a move. Long shot on the way off the stick of McDonald is blocked to the corner by Spiro. And we're back to even. So both teams able to kill off the too many men on the ice call. Carducci had been serving that for the Tigers. Brian DeHasia banks it off the boards, and it comes out to center, and Stephen Nicholas wants to calm things down just a bit. He gets the pass on the take with McDonald, who lands off to Stemmerman, who shoots up high, and Spiro gobbles it up. 5:50 to go. It's crunch time now.
45-18 shots on goal. Mamaroneck definitely creating most of the action, but just unable to get anything past Seltzer today.
Seltzer, a reminder, is shut out in the quarterfinal matchup against Mayapack. 29-save shutout, I should say. He's faced a barrage today. It's
46 shots today, 45 shots today.
And he's given up one on a seeing eye shot from Ryan DeHasia from the point. Carducci's got it for the Tigers. Dances in and out of Nicholas. Leaves it for a teammate. Seltzer dropped it. Puck still loose. Carducci comes swinging in late. But the whistle blows play dead. As Sam Seltzer, all eyes now are on him. And can he hold this 2-1 lead for Scarsdale? Because he's going to have to.
The sophomore goalie for Scarsdale has been truly impressive in this game and in the other game that where Scarsdale was shut out by Mamaroneck. He only let 2 goals through on, I believe, over 40 shots on the game.
Another offensive zone draw for the Tigers. This time Scarsdale wins it. They bank it back out to center. Jake Levine calmly to the stick of Arbo. Arbo gets some separation, throws it around the boards. Ewald and Nicholas come together. Arbo taken down. Play on in the corner. They battle to his side. Stemmerman watches from just outside the scrum. Scarsdale unable to clear cleanly. Alex Ewald all over the place. Still though, Mamaroneck unable to gain control. It's Torrey battling along the wall. It's chopped by Payne and some space for Stemmerman. Nice job by Alex. Ewald comes back and knocks it off the stick of Stemmerman. Alex Ewald having a very active shift.
And he will come off now and get a breather.
Arbo too hard for Torrey. 4.5 to go. Third period, Scarsdale by a goal. Long shot, steered aside by Spiro. Puck into the corner. It's
Levine,
dug out.
Payne, Kirk, Arbo, and Beanstalk.
Kirk gets it himself. Centers for Beanstalk. He scores! It rolls in! Jason Beanstalk evens the game with 4:11 to go. It's 2-2.
That is the wonder, the amazing part of playoff hockey, is you can go from down and out, depressed and forlorn, to elated in just a matter of moments.
My goodness.
And now look at the players on the Scarsdale bench. They're all looking around rather bewildered, wondering what happened to their lead.
The Homix Park Ice Rink explodes in jubilation for the Tigers, who are back even, and then a big hit by Cahan. Kirk now swings in behind. Still 4 minutes in regulation here. Kirk with speed, uses it to the outside, pulls up and shoots. He scores! Kirk! How about that? 3-2 Tigers!
The spectacular skating of Kirk and the beautiful wrist shot from the point gets the goal and the lead for Mamaroneck, just what the doctor ordered.
Goosebumps!
Will Kirk has been scoring goals from all over the ice for years for this Mamaroneck program. None bigger than that goal right there with 3:52 remaining.
From 2-1 to 3-2 Tigers in less than 30 seconds. Scarsdale is stunned. And now Ewald trying to dance through Nicholas. Now Mamaroneck has the clock on their side, and they just want to keep it deep. Total elation from the fans of the Tigers.
The Scarsdale cheering section silence.
Still looking for an explanation on that side.
The Mamaroneck cheering section, their minds are exploding right now.
3:15 to go. Third period, Mamaroneck the lead now. So now you want to keep an eye on Sam Seltzer. And is he going to head to the bench at any time soon? Mamaroneck went from down and out, like you said, Steve. Their season was on the line, and now they have a lead as Seltzer forced to make another stop. And Scarsdale's going to have to find some offensive ability here. Mamaroneck, though, is flying.
Jake Levine once again employing the obvious strategy to just put the puck on net and see if good things can happen.
Spiro watches that one off the end wall.
Play is getting frantic now on the ice as players are flying off their skates, trying to make something happen.
Talked about not playing out of your element when you were Mamaroneck earlier in this period and having the patience
to stay with the plan.
They certainly did, and now they have a 1-goal lead with 2:20 to go.
Now, I'd love to tell you that Coach Chiapparelli drew up a play where Will Kirk just takes it from
end to end,
50 feet away and puts a high one over the shoulder of Seltzer.
You got to remember, Sam Seltzer, just a sophomore, still playing what should be just a highlight package game for him. Down to 2 minutes. Stemmerman has a goal for Scarsdale today. It's sent high off the glass, and it comes back out to center. 1:45. Seltzer still in his net. Keep an eye on him.
Great job by Ben Kahan to take that puck away from Stemmerman.
Nicholas got it ahead. Long shot from McDonald goes wide. Stemmerman at the hash marks. Mamaroneck able to clear. Schreiber's ahead of the play. They can't get it to him. It's in some feet. Now DeSico steps up. Knocked off his stick. 1:20 to go. Stemmerman knocked over by Schreiber. And it's chopped in deep again. Seltzer will leave it for his defenseman, Nicholas. Or instead, he'll hand it off to Brosgol. We'll keep an eye on Seltzer for you. He's halfway out now. Stemmerman gets the line, sends it deep. Seltzer to the bench. Extra attacker.
1 minute.
For Scarsdale. Final 60 seconds. In front. It would not go. Off the stick of Kramer. 53 seconds. Back out to center. Stepping by is Arbo. It's a foot race. Arbo can't get by him. Now he's got some time though. A centering feed. Big goal. Mamaroneck ices it.
Fantastic job by Arbo to stay with the puck rather than give up on it with the empty net. Sends it across. Easy goal for James Torrey.
Well, Arbo did all the heavy lifting. He got it deep. Made the play. Set up Torrey. 4-2 with 44 seconds to go. And eyes towards Sunday, where Mamaroneck will either see Suffern or North Rock.
The 50th shot on goal today results in the 4th goal, the 3rd unanswered here in the 3rd period. 44 seconds left, and this looks to be wrapped up here, Ken.
3 goals from Mamaroneck in just about 4 minutes of gameplay. As you hear the Mamaroneck faithful coming up with a "We Want Suffering" chant. 25 seconds to go, and Steve, words I don't think can describe something like that.
It's exactly the kind of energy and enthusiastic kind of play. You can see Tommy Spiro with his hands in the air celebrating this victory. Hard fought, well earned by the Mamaroneck hockey team.
8.5 on the clock. It's a penalty coming to Stephen Nicholas for a high stick. It's all semantics at this point. 2-1 with 4.5 minutes left after just killing off a too many men on the ice penalty. Mamaroneck able to fight through that. They tied the game up on a shot from Beanstalk that looked like Seltzer had.
Yeah.
It rolled through him.
This is the exciting thing about hockey is that it can turn on a dime. You know, the opportunity after opportunity going by, Seltzer playing amazingly. Mamaroneck hockey team. Coach Chiapparelli is thrilled for his players. See, that's Coach Chiapparelli thrilled right there.
That's as thrilled as it gets, huh?
That's as happy as he'll be.
All right, we got to step out. We'll come back with post-game coverage on LMC Varsity Sports right after this. And back on the LMC Varsity Sports post-game show, Ken Reischmann here with Will Kirk. And Will, why don't you take me through that last one?
Oh, man, I mean, hey, we've been working so hard for a game like this, and I mean, we're not going to leave it on the ice in a loss. So I think everybody just pulled it together in the third period, and we had a team effort going into that period. We really plugged away at it. So it was kudos to our team.
Yeah, definitely one of the many heroes of tonight's game. But what was the message like on the bench over the course of the third period? Just stay patient and eventually you'll break through?
Well, hey, yeah, I mean, we all have been on the varsity team for so long that we know not to panic. And I think as soon as you start panicking, that's when you start running around and doing the wrong thing. So I think we all stayed calm. We all kept telling each other, hey, we're the better team. Look at the shots. We're out double their shots the whole game. So I think we were just confident the whole game that we could pull it together.
You mentioned the shots, 50 shots on goal on Sam Seltzer, who really stood on his head. A lot of you guys took extra time with him in the handshake line.
Yeah.
What'd everybody say?
Yeah, I mean, hey, he's an incredible goalie. You look at him down the ice and you say, wow, he can't be that good. But he's a tremendous athlete, and he deserves everything he had here tonight. Hopefully he has a good rest of his career.
And how do you guys prepare for Sunday?
Well, hey, I mean, like what I was saying in the locker room is you don't win a game like that and not win Sunday. So we're going to really pull it together, come out fired up and ready to go.
I'm here with Coach Mike Chiapparelli after a thrilling, scintillating victory. Coach, so many questions that we have. I'll try and narrow it down for our viewing audience. Down 2-1, as time is starting to tick away, do you ignore the score and stick with the strategy? Do you mention it to the players? How do you keep them calm and poised and executing?
Well, I told the boys that we have to stay together and keep working. I painted a parallel. I said, you're a veteran coach here. In baseball this year, the semifinals, we beat Arlington a couple weeks before. We were down 1 going to the last inning. This is the last period. Same thing. I said, let's come back and win this game and use it as a plan off to jet off to win the rest of the way. And the kids stuck with it. I did make a couple lineup changes. I put in a line together and threw them out there right before we scored the first tying goal, and it gave us a little breather, which was good. And then after we scored the tying goal, we were going to take them off. I said, now leave them on, and Kirk put the winner in, so it was great.
So you try and ratchet up the energy and adrenaline, building off of the issue and the situation rather than downplaying it.
Well, you saw the game. I'm not going to get the kids in a panic. I told them not to panic.
Right.
I told them get a fanny in front of that kid's face because he's standing on his head.
Right.
I said, tie the game up. We're going to win the game. Look at the shots. They have 6 shots, 5 on 5. They had 6 shots tonight.
Right.
So all we do is tie the game up and we're going to win the game. But you have to tie the game up. You're going against the 2-time defending section champions. They have heart. They have that plaque on their chest,
right,
and they're going to wear it. And you knew they wore it.
So we seemed to see throughout the entire game that the strategy was to just get as many shots on goal as you could, as evidenced by 50 shots.
Well, we were trying to go back door on him. He was making those saves too.
Yeah.
So it was. Then we had to put a fanny in his face, and it made a little. He didn't see the puck as quick, and we got some goals out of it.
Well, it seemed like the strategy that you were employing seemed similar to the entire season, and to stick with your game plan and play your game.
Yeah, because we're so deep, and we always get a lot of shots. We're a very good offensive team. We play well on defense too, so we just kept on working, and we're hoping we're going to get it. I mean, sometimes it doesn't happen, but we got that power play. It would have been great if we got it. They actually got the defenseman covered it and put it underneath the goalie, which we should have got a penalty shot there, but I guess the goal judge is now allowed to tell him what he saw. So.
Well, Coach, you've given us so many exciting moments and thrilling memories throughout the years. Here's to best of luck and giving us even more this year.
Well, these guys are pretty driven. As you just saw, the way they played the last 2 periods, I think we outshot them 32-12 or something, and it was intense. Yeah. And I said, if you play with that kind of intensity from the drop of the puck, no one will be able to play with us. So hopefully we learned a lesson today too.
Ken Reischmann, Stephen Anastas here on the LMC Varsity Sports post-game show. We heard from Will Kirk. We heard from Coach Chiapparelli. A 4-2 riveting win in the semifinal. Now it's on to the final on Sunday.
Well, they're obviously elated with a victory like this. This can be the catalyst that we were talking about. The momentum has been building for years here in Mamaroneck, trying to get that championship, trying to move past Scarsdale, much like Michael Jordan did back in the 80s, having to get past the bully on the block before they could achieve what they wanted. So is the same here with Mamaroneck and Scarsdale. How fitting it is that they had to topple the Scarsdale Raiders, the defending sectional champs, in order to get to where they're going.
Down 2-1 with 5 minutes to go. Mamaroneck storms back with 3 unanswered and wins this one 4-2. From all of us here at LMC Varsity Sports, I'm Ken Reischmann. That's Steve Anastas. We'll see you next time.